Tonight, former gubernatorial candidate Eliot Cutler now knows his fate. 9 months in jail. Cutler was sentenced today in Hancock County Court after pleading guilty to 4 counts of having sexually explicit material of a child under the age of 12. Justice Robert Murray accepted the plea agreement Cutler's legal team entered earlier this week. That agreement requires the 77-year-old to be registered as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Cutler also agreed to pay $5,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's the organization that tipped off police to his collection of illegal videos last year. Investigators found more than 83,000 of them on computers Cutler had at his homes in Portland and in the Hancock County town of Brooklyn. Cutler apologized for his actions today in court.
To my friends and to all the people throughout my life, especially to those in our Maine community who placed their faith and trust in me, who have been shocked, repelled, and disappointed by my behavior, I am profoundly sorry that I let you down.
The threat of indictment of a Class B charge prompted this plea agreement because, as I indicated in court, with a backlog of cases, it's very unlikely this case would have been reached for at least 3 years. And with Mr. Cutler being 77 years old, I'd rather get the convictions on the 4 counts that we got today and the sentence we got today rather than never reaching this case.
Cutler is currently out on bail, but he has restrictions for accessing the internet. He has to report to Hancock County Jail on June 1st. The maximum penalties in a case like this in Maine is 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Cutler got 4 years, but will only serve 9 months at the Hancock County Jail. Former Maine State Senator Bill Diamond, an outspoken advocate for children in Maine, feels Eliot Cutler should have been tried in federal court.
Remember, this is an industry that requires and always seeking new children, fresh faces. And that means getting new kids involved in this kind of terrible situation. So I just worry this sends a huge message that we're not putting our kids at the highest priority. If we did, and if we do, then we would say this violation, this breaking of the law, this violation of kids is much more serious and should be treated that way when it comes to sentencing.
If it had been a federal case, Cutler would have faced 10 years in prison and a fine of $250,000.